talk about episode 3, which is
probably the best episode of the bunch.
Very, very easily, just for the simple fact that they're fighting psychic vampires.
Psychic, cybernetic vampires.
So this episode follows Benton. And the episode starts off with a deep conversation with this hilariously 80s like looking woman. She has like the space robes on. She's got the big frizzly, just massive hair. She looks like she walked out of a Motley Crue concert at one point, or like a Rush gig. Her design is very 80s inspired. Mm-hmm. And she's got that 80s kind of, wholesome anime look with the big round eyes and all that. Very much basically the same design of the girl from the last episode, just with big frizzy hair and space robes.
Yeah. He sees her and then she vanishes, and then it's off to the investigation of these murders.
Mm-hmm. And
which
she did those murders. Mm-hmm. And then we probably get the best line of this whole series.
Are you talking about the vampire line?
I'm talking about the vampire line.
where Benton is like, you wouldn't know a vampire if it bit your dick. I wrote it down because I was just so blown away by what I just heard. I paused it, and I was like, I'm writing this down to keep for later. Benton, so Sengoku is talking to Benton about like, you shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing, Benton, and then Benton goes, you wouldn't recognize a vampire if one jumped down and bit you on the edge of your dick. What? Like, you're given like no context of why he said that. He just says it and like drives off in his car.
Yeah, right after that, he's like, I'm going now. And then he just drives off. Like, goddamn, Benton.
I'm going to make fun of your dick, and then I'm just going to drive off.
Why would he assume Sengoku is so dumb to not know what a vampire is?
That's true. I mean...
Wow. So he goes out, and this is another weird sub-story thing going on here where he walks out and he gets trapped in a cage, and the first thing I think of is Smashing Pumpkins, and then
he gets trapped by these like almost like hooligans, and like they want to kill him and they want to eat him.
Yeah, so the last episode, this may tie into the last episode. We didn't talk about this, but there's this one of the first scenes in the second episode is people walking out of a restaurant and a bunch of limbs fall out of a box.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you doing with those bits there? That's literally what he says.
Yeah, they trap him in a box and they're like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to have some pig, like, make sure to roast him good or you're going to get the shits, basically. That's basically what one of them says. And you have the guy sitting there flamethrowering the cage that Benton is in, and then like Benton's not in the cage whatsoever.
Not in there anymore.
The camera pans up and he's on this like almost like crane scaffolding thing, and he just how did Benton get from the on the floor?
He's a vampire too.
A crane. And then he jumps and he's like, I think your friend needs a hand. Yeah, no. And like the guy like loses his hand.
He cuts his hand, his arm off, and Benton says, your friend seems to be losing his grip.
That's what it was. He's losing his grip. That's what
Oh my god. It's so good.
It's so cheesy, but I love it.
And so after that, the girl shows up and she's like very cyberpunk. Got the short
his
hair
rival,
going.
his like the rival Karen.
Yeah, and she's.
Can we just talk about her outfit?
Yeah. So one of her pants is long, the other one is like short.
She has one long pant leg and like one like cut off pant leg.
Yeah.
How is that practical?
So it happens a lot in wrestling. There's like a wrestler, I think, part of the Motor City Machine Guns that wears something like that. I think it's like his name is like Alex Shelley. But other than wrestling, it's not practical. Why are you wearing that?
And she like rides around on like a hover Segway almost. she rides up against him. She like kind of like taps on the window and she's like, "Hey, pull over." Like,
yes!
We're gonna talk.
Let's just go talk about this. And then they play a game of High Speed Chicken on she's on the Segway and he's just standing in the middle of a highway, and they're playing High Speed Chicken.
They both have rifles.
She gives him a rifle, and it's like, we're gonna settle this.
They never establish like what their like whatever beef they have. They never established it. They just know each other from like a couple years ago, you know.
But it's apparently so bad they got to play a game of High Speed Chicken in the middle of a goddamn highway.
Yes.
Where she's on her Segway and Benton's just standing.
He's like, I gotta do this. And like they both shoot and there's like a big semi truck that comes behind Benton and blinds the girl and he kills her. But I don't know how Benton did not get hit by the semi truck.
He just survives.
Because it's like right on top of him.
Oh my god. And, yeah, and so she's like, "You won." And then they're still having a conversation and she's like zooming. He's like
yeah.
Like away from him.
Tell me what I want to know. And he's like, "You're correct about the first one."
That's literally what she says.
And so Benton goes to, was it the hospital?
He goes to the space elevator, I think.
But at first he doesn't go to a hospital, or maybe that's before they have the shootout.
Maybe.
Maybe he connects this thing with like some old guy who's supposed to like already be dead.
Yeah, he's like really old.
And and so he takes the space elevator up to, I don't even know what it was.
It
was some kind of
space station,
like a cryogenic freezing station.
Yeah, and so it's like a bunch of people frozen from like hundreds of years ago.
And this is where we get one of the coolest enemies, almost fight scenes. And this, when I first heard about this anime, this is what sold me on watching it. Cybernetic saber-toothed tigers that shoot laser beams
out of their mouth.
I was like, I need to watch this.
Not only that, but they come out of those cryogenic things.
Yes.
And they're just ready. They're ready
to fight.
They're ready to go. They're in there. Don't know how they got there. They're just in there.
They're just there.
Someone put them there as a practical joke, like, hey, someone's gonna open one of these and they're gonna die.
Because he opens one of them and he finds just like rose petals. And
yeah, it was the girl's. It was supposed to be the girl's grave or cryogenic thing, and it's rose petals, and apparently that's what she believes is her parents put that there.
Yeah. Then out of nowhere, these other tubes open up, and you get the saber-toothed tiger attack.
Oh my god! And so,
after that he's trying to go to escape, and he throws his key card. Like, he throws his key card into the pad thing to get the elevator to open.
And the elevator's not there.
The elevator is not there for whatever reason. I don't know why it opened, but it did. And he
falls down. He falls down with the saber-tooth tiger.
The saber-tooth tiger goes, and there the old guy strolls to the edge, and he's like, I'm evil.
Yeah. You see him in like a wheelchair. He's like, he was something like, oh, I guess, people don't stay dead or something. He said something around those lines.
Yeah.
Like, because he sees him, because he's like hanging off with his wire, which I don't know how that doesn't cut his hands up.
Yeah, he's got he uses wire, and it's like super really fine, like fishing wire, but metal.
Yeah, he uses those to like cut things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and so was it after that, then the other guys get called in, and they have to go pursue Benton because
he's too close to the case.
He went rogue, basically.
Yeah. God damn it, Benton! You're too close to the case. Give me your gun and badge. Nuh-uh, not gonna.
No, it's mine. No take backsies.
That girl's dangerous, Benton. She looks pretty. I don't think she's dangerous. I like dangerous women.
And so Sengoku makes it his mission to get Benton, because they send Goku after him.
Yeah.
To try to take him out. And then when they get to the space station, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, not if I kill you first.
They play a game of high-speed verbal chicken.
And then out of nowhere, Google pops up, and he's like, don't make me have to kill you.
Yeah, he knocks Sengoku out, and he throws him the weird baton thing.
He throws him the katana. It's not a katana.
It's not. But it is.
He's like, I put the antidote in this katana. Go after the vampire and kill him.
Keep in mind, there is no button or apparatus on this thing, so keep that in mind. So you think you're supposed to stab him. So we learned that the girl had some disease or something like that. It was killing her, which is why she was frozen, because they believe that in the future they would find a cure for her disease. But she was turned into a vampire by the old guy.
From what I gathered, yes. He experimented on other test subjects, and I think she was one of them.
Yeah. And so he goes to confront the guy, and he's like, or she goes to confront the guy.
She goes to confront him.
And she's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And then we find out that vampires are also psychic and can use psychic abilities.
Right.
She fries the thing to get into the elevator, and then she does this telekinetic force push at him, and almost kills him, but she doesn't. And he's like, it's too late. It's too late. The virus has gotten into my body, and he regenerates himself.
Yeah, it's this massive 8-foot tall man. It's just ridiculous looking. And so she gives up, I guess, and he
ends up biting her to drink her blood because it's supposed to make him immortal, a true immortal, I think it was.
Yeah, and it was supposed to take away her immortality.
Yeah, her immortality is supposed to transfer over to him.
And so she just gives up, kinda.
She just lets it happen.
Yeah, yeah. He does his little disappearing act and like teleports or whatever he did, whatever vampires do.
Yeah, whatever. I haven't played Castlevania in a while. Okay, I don't know what.
You
I
know,
think they hit lanterns or something like that, and they get hearts.
yeah. Because these are cyber vampires. They're like up there on the vampire scale.
Yeah,
they're not your typical vampire.
Right. They're
cyber.
Cyber vampires. Cyber vampires.
And so we get our fight with the vampire and Benton.
Right, and it's a pretty good fight. He gets stabbed in the stomach, and he's like, "I'm okay, everyone," and he just starts running. And
he starts running,
and then
which leads into one of the coolest scenes where he turns on the airlock, and the vampire guy proceeds to get broken apart and sucked out of the airlock.
Yeah, and then, so this is very much an Aliens reference, or an Alien reference rather. And then the most confusing part happens after the coolest part happens. He's back in the ship.
Yeah, so you see his body, like parts. You see like his organs and stuff. Like nothing of him is really left. And somehow he travels back into the spaceship. It's back up in the cryotube area, and is like butt ass naked.
Yeah.
And holding a gun, and he somehow survived outer space.
Yeah, if it only took like 10 seconds to do all of that.
Yeah, and Benton realizes this and runs back down to the cryo place.
Yes.
And I'm like, Benton, how did you know this? Did you know something that we didn't? Because you're not telling us the information here.
And so he he finally uses the katana with the serum in it, but he shoots the blade, even though it's not a blade.
Yeah,
it's like a baton. He shoots the baton out of the handle,
and
it kills him.
Yeah, this is like going to his head.
I think he shoots him in the heart.
Something like that, yeah.
And then
he vampire dies.
Yeah.
You know.
And then he has to say goodbye to his betrothed.
And we get a Star Trek reference where he puts her in a tube. Well, it's very reminiscent of Star Trek. He puts her in a tube and like shoots her out to outer space. And that's how we end the show.
She's immortal, okay?
Yeah.
And not only that, even if she wasn't immortal, she was fucking alive, and you sent her out into space. You were in the goddamn fucking place to put her in. You could have literally got someone to get like a little trolley thing and then wheel her back to where she needed to go.
Cause like weren't they in a medical like spaceship?
Yeah.
Like it was attached to the medical facility.
Yeah.
So, and nobody else is around for this to happen.
Right.
Like
he's just like,
where are the people that are working there?
This was just like so dumb to me because like you guys you guys like each other. Why are you sending her out into space? Sure, she's a vampire, but it's Cyber City. You can do whatever you want in Cyber City. You can go to you can buy blood. This is a terrible dystopian future. Doesn't matter. She's fine. What was the point of this? Let them be happy.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a point.
Let them be happy. That's all that I ask for. Is I need Benton to be happy. But this once again was very much an 80s kind of ending where it's like the guy's got to be tough and alone for the rest of his life because he's tough and alone.
Yeah. You know, just him, his big hair, and his lipstick.
Yep. And his high heels.
His long nails.
Yeah. And his wires.
He just can't be happy.
He just Can't do it, man. It's not him. He ain't about that happy life. He's about that loner life. But he did also kill her, so he kind of did murder her.
That's true.
Because there's no way you're finding that thing ever again.
Yeah.
She's forever.
I mean, he could have like shot her out into the sun. We don't know.
Could have just not, as well.
Or not, yeah.
Because there's no reason.
You could just put her into cryo sleep, and everything would probably be fine until they figure out how to save her.
Yeah, because she wasn't dying.
Yeah. She just got.
She's a vampire.
Bit in the neck.
Yeah, she's got bit in the neck. Like she was her blood was being sucked on for like a good less than a minute, like 20-30 seconds tops.
Yeah.
Like she's fine. Like you're telling me all of her immortality's gone? Pfft, get out of here. And even then, it's just her jugular. Come on, just like put some bandages over it. It'll be fine.
It's true. We never established how vampirism worked in this world, so we don't know. He could have killed her.
Maybe he like sent her to like a planet, and then they're gonna release a sequel in the 30th anniversary where it's like the girl wakes up on a planet, and now she's gotta do stuff.
Can you imagine if they released a sequel in the same art style nowadays?
Whoa! Okay, sequel. Not Cyber City, Cyber World.
Like, do you think the fandom nowadays would clamor for Cyber City?
Oh my god, yes. This anime has such a huge following. I read about it. It's got like a 7 on Mal. It's also by Madhouse. If Madhouse came back and were like, we're breaking our no sequels rule for Cyber World, and it's just the trailer is just all the characters.
It back.
We're bringing it back. Cyber City.
We're gonna even resurrect Central Park Media to get them to dub this for us.
It's gonna have Corey Marshall as Ryo as Sengoku. Corey Marshall, plays Ryo and Shinmu.
Yeah.
And the trailer for it is just all the characters just doing lines of cocaine. While 80s metal plays. Like, the Poison does the soundtrack. Poison and Alice Cooper.
Oh, man.
Probably shouldn't name those two in the same sentence, but
I would totally watch a sequel to Cyber City.
Oh my god.
I feel like the anime fandom needs more Cyber City in their life. And that's honestly one of the things that I feel like I wish this went on longer and we got to spend more time in this world.
You know what would be cool is if they took these 3 episodes and they just like another studio, because Madhouse ain't doing this shit, but they just remade it all, and they took the 3 central themes from these episodes and they made it a 12 or a 24 episode series, where they just took these stories and they fleshed them out and they made them make sense.
Do you think it would have the same effect that Madhouse isn't doing it?
It depends on who's directing it, and what studio it is. Because if it's like,
because we had Yoshiaki Kawajiri direct one of these episodes, and he's one of the best at Madhouse.
I mean, get KyoAni to do it, man. It's gonna be Moe Slice of Life.
I mean, I would pay to see a Moe Cyber City. We could have them fight off against the Clannad girls.
Those girls would so lose. They're dead. There's just no way. They're gone. They're gone in the first episode. I mean, if they did like a 24 episode reboot of this thing and did it like I said they would, and if it wasn't Madhouse, I mean,
like kind of stretch the story out, add more elements to it.
And just really flesh it all out. I think if you get the
Yeah.
right studio, what that studio would be, I mean, you can get, Studio Dean. They're not doing a lot these days, besides like Konosuba.
Yeah.
You get them to do it. I know they don't have really good directors there, but I'm sure you can get some freelance director who would do this really well. What's other studios that specialize in action?
What if we got like Trigger? Or maybe like who was it that did the Type Moon stuff?
OVAwful.
Yeah, OVAwful. I almost blanking on their name. What if we got them to do it, and it was in like, what if they just threw it into the Fate universe?
Oh, just throw it in. Just throw it in there. Noble Phantasms. Fucking oh god, what are those things? Bounded Fields. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're putting it in there. Rin Tosak is the main character now. Make it happen. What would be actually if OVAwful did it though? They would actually kind of fit in with that, I think, because one, this is a really dark anime, and they love to make their darks dark as fuck. They would probably excel at this. It also, has like vampires and stuff like that, so they would love it.
Yeah.
It would look good, that's for sure.
I feel like the anime fandom or industry as a whole needs a kickstart with some more Cyber City in their life.
Cyber World, man. Make it happen.
Yeah.
It's happening.
We're going to have a GoFundMe Kickstarter to get this to happen.
Yep. Who do we have to contact at Madhouse to make this happen?
We'll just bombard them with emails and letters.
Rintaro!
Or we'll find out who exactly has the rights to this, because who actually owns the rights to this? I don't know.
Yeah. Who? I could. I could, and I just don't know it.
I've heard stories of people trying to get rights to things and companies being like, do we actually own that?
I thought that was going to go in a different direction. There's a lot of studios that just hold on to the stuff they're never going to use anyways, just because.
Yeah, sometimes they have to. It's not always a studio that fully owns it and has the final word of saying if it gets made or not. Sometimes it's like companies spread out through Japan,
which is so weird. I don't know. I guess that's just how they get their funding. Is they're like, we'll give you the rights, we'll give you the rights, and little girl there, if you give us $5 and a bowl of ramen, we'll give you the rights.
So, would you say you have been enlightened when it comes to your anime fandom now, after watching this show?
This is easily the most entertaining OVA I've ever watched for this series.
Yeah.
Easily. I love it. It's great. Can't get it. I want more of it. And just like, when I watch Cosmos Police Justy and there's another one. Cosmic something Patrol Justice. It's something super similar. After I watched those two, I was like, hey man, like we gotta get these. We gotta remake these. We gotta get new stuff from these franchises, these long dead and forgotten franchises from the 80s and 90s. Make it happen. Mad Bull 34.
Ooh.
Mad Bull 35.
Yeah.
Mad
the world needs more Mad Bull.
Call it Mad World. And just all around me are familiar faces. That's the opening. Oh god. Yeah. So that's kind of that's it, I guess. We've literally discussed everything we can discuss about this beautiful OVA. Where can they find you?
You can find me at OtakuMike or on Twitter, Anime Mike. I believe it's 1986. If you want to do that, just hit me up. I'm not that hard to find.
Yeah, not only that, but you're probably. I mean, didn't you just hit 500 subscribers?
Yeah, I just hit 500 subscribers, and currently I am doing 2 giveaways. They might or might not end before this is up, but I got sponsored by RightStuff.com and the USA Gundam store to do 2 giveaways.
By the time this comes out, my giveaway will be live. I was contacted by High Dive to give away a $150 box set for Parasite the Maxim. It's limited edition.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and there's probably a code that you can use right about now. I don't know what that code is, but watch some of my other videos. It's probably in the description, actually, of this video. You can use the code and get some special deal if you sign up for High Dive. So yeah, that's gonna be that's a thing that should be live by now. If it is not, High Dive is not happy with me.
Oh, really?
If it's not live by now, it should be though. If not, I've messed something up horribly. But yes. So go watch the giveaway, that video, all the details to win that thing. It's awesome. I'm looking at it now. It's beautiful. Also, this is, if you're watching this on YouTube in 3 parts, you could have watched this in 1 whole part if you were a Patreon on the $1 tier or above. All the tiers, there's only 2 tiers, $1 and $5 tier. $1 tier and $5 tier are the exact same thing, so you get access to everything, a bunch of ad-free stuff, a bunch of stuff for early and stuff like this. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter, OVAwful, OVAwesome, a bunch of my older videos when I was a gaming channel back in the day. So consider that if you haven't already. Thanks everybody for watching. See you on the next OVAwful.
See ya.